Hi everybody, Mike with Enviroscape LA. And I'm here today to talk to you about the current drought crisis that's going on in California, particularly Los Angeles. And the water companies are really eager for all of us to join hands and to save water. So that brings me to this video that we're doing today, because what's happened is I'm seeing this trend happen. There's actually companies out there that say, look, you give us the rebate money from the water districts, because the water districts are giving out $2 or $3 a square foot to remove lawn and then to install native plants, drip irrigation, or synthetic turf. Well, here's the interesting thing is I think it's a great idea to take that money and to plow it into water conservation landscapes. But there are some companies out there that are actually saying, look, we'll landscape your house for free. Well, the free isn't really free. The water company will actually give you the money, and then the landscape company expects you to take that money and give it to them. So it's really not free, number one. Number two, what kind of quality of landscape are you going to end up with? Well, if taking out your grass and then putting a bunch of gravel in place of it and then putting 5 pieces of cactus, if you call that a landscape, I'm here to tell you you're mistaken. Okay, it might be what you see out in the Mojave Desert, but certainly not something that we'd see here in Southern California. So I'm here today to show you a few tips or ideas on what you might do. For example, there's synthetic turf. There was turf here just a few days ago, and the homeowner elected to install a turf. It looks very real, and if you get close to this, it actually has, just like real grass has, when real grass actually dies, it actually turns yellow, so you can see the little yellow in there. Very, very realistic. This, you don't have to water it. I do have to caution you, just like you get your car washed because of the little thin film that does develop over time, well, this same stuff gets even more so because you have cars driving by, kicks up dirt, and so at some point this will have to be maintained, washed down. But and also too, if dogs pee on it, then you're going to have the stink to contend with. So it's not a panacea. So I'm just trying to be open and real so that you know what you're getting yourself into. But again, I encourage this because we do have water issues, and we need to conserve water in Southern California. Now, a lot of companies, if we come over here, a lot of companies would have run the grass against this beautiful Tristania tree. It's a city tree. They would have come right up to the trunk here. My nephew is a certified arborist, Louis Gamino, and he recommended that he saw the job, and they actually encouraged that to leave, because the tree does need air, and so to leave an air space of about at least 2-3 feet, and then put mulch on top. Best thing you can do, because you don't want to feed the tree, you want to feed the soil and let the soil feed the tree. Over here, these were original to the landscape. There's actually rocks that were put here. No water needed at all, unless you want your rocks to grow, but that's not going to happen. I've got water conservation plants here. This is a little bit of Lamandra grass. You've got check this succulent out. It's actually got it's variegated. It's actually two-toned. It's almost like somebody put a paintbrush to it right there and actually painted it. Very, very interesting. And I want to show you my favorite plant of all time. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you a baby Encephalartos. It comes from the dinosaur age. Fabulous plant. It's like the palm tree of the desert. Doesn't need a lot of water. So right here, and I'm turning you around to what to look for in a water conservation landscape, or as some people might call it, native garden. Right here, there's a clean out because we did do drip irrigation to the plants, and so when we turn the system on, we get this valve, we open it, and it flushes out the line after about a year because you're going to get little impediment. If you have a drip irrigation installer and he doesn't talk about clean outs, I keep looking. So every drip irrigation at the end of the line should have a clean out. Now over here, this used to be grass. This whole front yard area here, I know it's kind of hard to see because it's shaded, some of it's shaded and some of it's not. But if you noticed, the homeowner wanted to leave the tree here. We did install landscape fabric, and you should never have a point about this too. Is you should never have gravel installed without landscape fabric. I'll tell you why, at least why we won't do it. Because weeds will want to come up. We didn't spray this with Roundup or any herbicide, and so there might be a tendency for weeds to want to come up. Well, this barrier, this landscape fabric, root barrier, is actually going to prevent the weeds from coming back up. That's one reason. Number two, the gravel, this stuff is expensive. This is a custom gravel. You have to bag this by hand. Well, look at how beautiful that is. It kind of ties in with the house. So you don't want that just mixing in with the sand and then you have to bring more in. So this kind of gives you a division. Some good arguments to be made. Over here, we'll take a walk on the stepway, on the pathway here. As we walk over to the sprinkler valve, there's another one of these. Oh no, this is the air relief valve. And the reason that you have an air relief valve is because drip irrigation is like a big balloon underneath the ground. And as soon as that valve turns on with high pressured water, it puffs up that balloon, the drip irrigation, poof. And drip irrigation has a lot of joints. So you do that a few hundred times, eventually you're going to wear out the joints, and then this whole system is going to fall apart. Thus, the air relief valve. So make sure that if the system doesn't have check valves on it, then make sure you have an air relief valve. Although I'm real excited about something. This is the brains of the operation are the clock, but this is a Rainbird drip irrigation valve, and so this is the valve. It actually has a manual override. I can do that. I just turned the system on, and this is a beautiful thing because you don't have to go to the timer to turn it on. You can just do it right here at the valve. Now here, let me show you something. Because it's drip irrigation, drip irrigation comes out of little holes. Well, you don't want the holes to plug up, and so this has a little filter in it. It's clean right now, so we just cleaned it out, but that's how easy it is to clean out the drip irrigation filter, and then you're done for a year. And all of this is to try to promote water conservation, but it's not just about water conservation. If we wanted to conserve water and that's all we were after, I would have hired some guys who do blacktop and just made this into like a parking lot. But that's not what we're about. We're about keeping society looking beautiful and aesthetically pleasing. So that's what this garden looks like. Over here we have another big Encephalartos. We just trimmed it back, so it's going to come back nice and full. But we put drip irrigation to this entire system, not the synthetic turf, but to the entire system. It looks absolutely beautiful. It's just not a bunch of gravel and two pieces of cactus sticking up. It's actually very, very gorgeous, beautiful. Take a look over here. All these are, there's Lomandra grasses, there's flax. Most of these are from Australia right here. There's Aloe plicotilus down there. That's a Monora plant. Fabulous, fabulous plants. And so hopefully these are just some ideas to give you so that you can have the best landscape possible and conserve water. Mike with Enviroscape LA signing off. When you think sustainability, think Enviroscape LA.